SABC News reporter Neria Hlakotsa has been tracking this particular trial for us and joins us live now. Neria, good evening to you and thank you so much for your time. So this issue of the cartridges is quite an important one, given what we've been hearing from Cele, right, that he would have fired the shots, and then yesterday what you said as well when it comes to the claims that the defense is making as far as the shooting is concerned. So now let's talk about this particular issue of the cartridges. How was it resolved?
Well, essentially, Bongyo, this issue of the cartridges remains unresolved, and that's why we've heard from Cele himself telling the court that, you know, some of his statements were basically falsified by the police, and he's not even trusting the sketch that was done by the police. So in that instance where you hear Annelian van den Heever, who's representing Matlala, talking about that 9mm cartridges, she was talking about the sketch that was done by the police. This is a crime scene sketch, and she's saying it does not show those cartridges, but he's still insisting that he fired those shots. So the question was, then where are those cartridges? Why are they not there? And Cele has stood very firm right now, saying, you know, he's not trusting some of the investigators in this case. He believes that they were trying to make this case go away, and this was mainly part of his argument today and some of his defenses as Matlala's counsel was talking to him about this issue. But I must also tell you that Matlala's counsel is unhappy. She's insisting that Cele is a liar. She even, in fact, said it to the court to say Cele is a liar, and she wants that his statement must be dismissed and must not be taken as a truth. Another question, Bongiwe, that came up was, when did Cele start shooting? And that is very important for the defense right now, because initially he said it's in self-defense, but Matlala's legal representative is saying the police statement is not saying that. It's saying that you started to hide as you saw the gunmen, and then you heard the shots. So when exactly were these shots fired? Was it when you were hiding already or when you were standing? And Cele is insisting that it was when he was standing with another security guard. Bongiwe, Cele is the security guard who was there when businessman Josie Banyoni was shot at, allegedly by accused number 1 and number 2 in this case. And Cele is insisting, or rather told the court today, that unfortunately he cannot say who the gunmen were because it was dark. And this, well, will never go well with the state, because the state is still insisting on these 2 gunmen.
Now, Neria, as you mentioned that, right, because this is quite key to, you know, everything else that would have happened that night. So when then you are listening to what he's had to say, there's also, of course, another, you know, another issue that has now come into the spotlight, and this is around, you know, Mr. Sibanyoni and him getting to the hospital. And we understand there were issues with him not wanting to get into the ambulance there. Why is this so important for it to be mentioned?
Well, and that's exactly was just said in passing somehow, because Annelian did not even press Cele on this issue. But Cele was just recounting in terms of what happened, because he was asked what happened after the shooting. Did the ambulance come? And he did say, indeed, the ambulance did come. But then he was asked, why was the ambulance there? Who went inside the ambulance? Did Josie Banyoni go in? And this is where he indicated then that Josie Banyoni chose not to use the ambulance himself, saying he doesn't trust anyone at this point. Instead, he says after the shooting incident itself, Josie Banyoni then decided to take cover by the boom gate of the Centurion Golf Estate, and then a security guard then took another car, which then rushed him to hospital. We know that Josie Banyoni is the one who was wounded from the shooting. Matlala's legal team asked Cele in this instance, how did you know it was Josie Banyoni? Have you discussed the incident of the day with anyone else? And this is critical for the defense because they want to see whether Cele tried to make up part of the statement or whether he's adding things as he goes along. And he's insisting that he is telling the truth, but Anelian is not buying his version of events on that night.
Quite interesting, because this is a very key witness, one would think, especially as far as the state's case is concerned. So, Neria, is he back on the stand tomorrow, or who else are we expecting?
Well, tomorrow we are expecting a private security. He will be dealing with the issue of when the first accused in the matter, Musakekana, who's the alleged gunman, when he was arrested, what he saw and what really happened. Cele has been just removed for now. He will be excused for now, but the state has indicated that they want to bring him back. But before they bring him back, they want to first authenticate that video of the night. So after authenticating it and after the court allows the video to play, then they would want to call Cele so that then they can re-examine him, especially now with the evidence of the night.
Quite interesting. Neria, thank you so much for just taking us inside the courtroom and giving us a sense of what happened today. And that is the trial that is currently underway of Vusimuzi Matlala, including his wife and others. And of course, you know the number of charges that they are facing. SABC News reporter Neria Hlakotsa keeping a finger on the pulse on that story.